So this is my guava plant, and this is a guava, and it's just a perfect size, perfect color. You can tell when they're ripe because they start hanging down on the branch like a fig. These are hanging too, but they're not quite yellow yet. As soon as they turn this pale color yellow, they're ready to be picked. Isn't that a beauty? Let's take it inside. Cut it open. All right, time to cut the guava. This is a crunchy one. Probably should have left it on for a little bit. Yeah, I could have left it on for a while. That's what it looks like inside. It's supposed to be softer. It's kind of soft, but not as soft as I'd like. On the inside, there's a lot of seeds, and they could be really crunchy. It probably could break a tooth, so I want to get rid of the seeds. If you haven't had a guava before, it's kind of, for me, it's been like an acquired taste. Kind of tastes like nothing I've ever eaten before. The thing I didn't like about it is that it has almost like a perfumey taste in a way. It's really hard to try to find them right at the perfect harvesting time, because if you let them on just one day late, they're no good. You can eat the skin. I actually like this a little bit better than when they're overripe. Kind of like an apple, with just a little different kind of an aftertaste. It's really good though. Anyway, I've got a story for you. First I need a sip of tea. I absolutely love chamomile tea with lemon and honey. Oh my gosh. I really like to drink it at night too. It helps me relax. I'm the kind of person who's always keyed up, you know? This helps. Oh, that's so good. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was going to tell you a story. All my life, I've had this fear of murky water. I could go back and tell you how that fear got established, but that's a whole other video. But it's something that I've had to deal with my whole life. I'm scared to death of murky water. By talking to myself, say, come on, don't be afraid, nothing's going to happen. In other words, doing a number on myself, I've been able to do things like go boating and be around the water. But the whole time that I'm doing that, I have to really work on my head because I really don't like it. Anyway, my husband really wanted a pontoon boat. And this one Christmas, I went out and bought him one. It was the coolest thing ever. It was so much fun. The guy that I bought the boat from dressed up like Santa Claus. And Christmas Eve, he actually took time out on Christmas Eve to deliver it. He came through the door with this red hat on, and he had a white beard. It was his own beard. And it was so much fun seeing my husband get that boat. But anyway, my husband loved for me going out on the boat with him, which required me to get over my fears. Well, this one time we went to where we kept the boat. We kept the boat on the St. Johns River in DeLand at this beautiful place that had this huge boathouse. And in order to get to our boat, we had to walk a plank. And our boat was all the way at the very end of it. The thing was about this wide. And the water was usually about that much lower than the plank. However, this particular day, the area had been flooded and the water was up and over the plank. And we're talking dark, murky water like you wouldn't believe. So I'm working my head like you wouldn't believe it. I'm just like, okay, this is going to be okay. Nothing's going to happen. Everything's going to be all right. And I'm walking out on that thing, and the whole time realizing that an alligator could come up and over and grab me, no problem whatsoever. Fact is, an alligator could grab you even if the water was way down low like that, because they can jump. But this was more than my brain could stand. So I'm hurrying to get to our boat, and then I realized we kept a cover on our boat to keep the birds from going to the bathroom on it, and rats from getting inside, and snakes. So we couldn't get on the boat. We had to unsnap this tarp, and it was snapped all the way around. So my husband said, you take the left side, I'll take the right. Well, that was all well and good, except that the last snap was all the way down with the water. I had to get my head, my cheek, right up against the water. I was scared to death, and I'm struggling trying to get that snap, and it was booger. It would not come undone. I pulled, and just as I almost got it, some sudden, this huge thing comes up out of the water. Water spraying all over the place. Spray of water and foam all over, and this loud guttural sound that came with it. Oh my gosh. Talk about freak out. And I let out a scream and took off running. And all I could hear in the background was my husband saying, "What's the matter now? There's nothing there." So he's yelling, he's looking around, he doesn't see anything, and I'm standing in the doorway to the boathouse. He convinces me to come back. Well, I come trudging back through the water. And we both look down, and there's this humongous manatee. And one thing about manatee, if you've never seen a manatee in person, they are really, really big and fat and friendly. That's the cool thing about them. This was a big mama manatee with a calf, and she just kept coming up to me. She liked me. Go figure. And she even let me pet her, and I could pet the calf. It was the coolest thing ever. But when it happened, I'll tell you, it scared me to death. At least it wasn't an alligator. Hope you enjoyed the story. Thanks for watching, and God bless.